What's going on, everybody? Only Mike here, and we are back over at the Game Creator with another survival tutorial. And today is episode 3, and we are going to be working with our stone axe and adding a couple more functions. So what we're going to do, the first function that we're going to add is going to be a check resource value. And that will be the first function that we add. But first, what we need to do, we need to add another resource. So come up over here to resource. And if you haven't, open your project, of course. I'm assuming that's why you're watching this video, so you can continue. But anyways, we want to go to the resource. We need to add an object. So what object are we adding is rope. We need to be able to make rope so we can fashion the stone to the stick to make us a stone axe. Okay? So what we are going to do now that we have rope, we need to come in to stone or one of our objects, and we need to copy our take script. And we're going to go object can be taken, run script, and we're going to paste. And we're going to change the stone to rope. Rope, rope, and then rope, and rope. There's rope, there it is. Okay, now we need to go back to stone, and we need to get the drop function. Copy it, go back to rope, and then come down here on drop, run script, and then change all this to rope. Rope, 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 rope. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so now, oh, excuse me. Okay, now that we got that, we got our rope, we're able to pick it up, we're able to drop it, we're able to do all that good stuff that we can with the rest of them. Let's go to our attributes tab, and let's add our, what is it called? Is it called resource? Yep, resource data. Okay, we need to find our resource data, and we're going to put that in. No. Okay. Resource data. Put that in. There we go. Okay, now we got our health and damage and fuel source and all that good stuff in there. Really not going to be using any of that besides maybe fuel source. We'll be able to burn it, be able to burn for, you know, a few seconds or whatever when we get to that. That won't come until later. Alright, now let's go ahead and start making our functions. First function is going to be check resource value. You can name it anything you want to. This is just my naming convention. Alright, so first thing we need to do, this is going to be the same script for everything that we check. So you can go ahead and put them all in now, or you can wait and we'll put them in as we go along and we need to put them in. That will be the direction I am going. I'll probably put a few in that we're going to use, and then I'll put the rest in off camera. You guys will know how to do this, so you'll be able to do that also. Let's go ahead and start this then. Alright, so we need to add a new script, and we need to get an if. So click the if tab, and we're going to say if object counter, and the object is, let's go first, let's say plant fiber, and we're going to say is equal or less than, and the counter name is going to be volume, is equal or less than 0. Okay, then what we need to do is move. So click up here on move tab. We're going to move object plant fiber. Where are you at, plant fiber? There you are. And we're going to move this to our stash room. Okay, so we're going to take and we're going to move it And then we need to set a variable, so add a new script, go down to variables, set variable or attribute, and we're going to be setting plant fiber dot volume equals 0. Okay, so this is just a fail-safe. If for some reason it goes below 0, we're going to reset it to 0, so that way next time we pick it up, it's not going to be like at a -1 or something, and then we pick it up and it makes it 0. So yeah, we don't want to run into that, and there it is. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole thing. So I'm going to copy this, paste it 2 more times, and I'm going to change this plant fiber to stone, and this one to stone, and I'm going to highlight the plant fiber and type in stone. Okay, now we got our stone out of the way. Now we're going to do this one, and this one is going to be rope. Where are you, rope? There you are. And rope, and highlight plant fiber and type rope. Okay, so that's our stone. Oh, we need one more, so let's paste one more time. And we got to do stick. So let's find stick and stick and highlight plant fiber and type stick. Okay, so now it's checking our 4 resources that we're going to be using just to craft the stone axe. Okay. Yes, this does seem unnecessary. I am going to work on a different way that will more streamline it, so we don't have to say if this, if that, if this, and we're not adding add else ifs, because it'll run one or the other. It won't run all of them. In this way, when we call this script, okay, so if we're using multiple items to craft something with, and we're subtracting the volume from multiple different items at the same time, well, we want to be able to check that when we check our resource value. So it's going to go in, it's going to check the plant fiber, it's going to check that one, it's going to check that one, it's going to check that, and it's going to continue to check those until they're all checked. And it happens very quickly. So, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold and I still got stuff in my chest and coughing stuff up. I didn't want to cough in your ear. Anyways, it's going to run through each one of these individually. So if we add in an else if, okay, so if this one didn't equal 0, it's going to run to the else if, alright, and it's going to keep doing that. And we don't want to do that. We just want to check them individually and go from there. So there we go. We got that set up. Alright, now we need to make another function, and we're going to call this one craft rope. Let me open this up. There we go. Alright, so craft rope. First thing we got to do, let's add a new script, and we're going to print expression. Oh, print a message, I'm sorry. And we're going to say type a number you wish to craft. Period. Example 1, 3, 5. Okay, so that way it's going to ask us, to type a number. Alright, well then what we're going to do is that we're going to get input. So add a new script. At the very top, there's a get input. So we're going to run that. Then what we're going to do is add another script. We need to set a variable, so come down to your variables, set a variable or attribute. Alright, we're going to make this S. Yeah, S. And the expression is going to be 2 int parenthesis result parenthesis, and then we need to add another script, and we're going to find our for loop. So come down here to scripts, and we need to find for loop, and we're going to use this variable I for a number of 1 to expression s, and expression 0. We'll try to see if this works. If this doesn't work, then I got something else that should work. Alright, so once we do that, we're going to get the number, it's going to set it, and then it's going to run this script that many times, as many times as we typed in. So it's going to get S, and it's going to run it. So we're going to ask if player is carrying object plant fiber. Okay, so if he's carrying the plant fiber, and then we're going to go if and we're going to say, we're going to grab object counter. So we're going to say if object counter object plant fiber counter name volume is equal or greater than, or actually we're going to, yeah, we're just going to say equal or greater than 2. Then we need to say, and we need to ask if he is carrying the rope. So if player is carrying object rope, come down here, find rope, there we go. Then what we need to do is increase object counter. So come down, add a new script, come down to variables, increase object counter. Which one? Rope. Which counter? Volume. Okay, and then we need to set another variable. So come down here to variables, set variable or attribute, and we're going to set plant fiber dot volume space or tab to go over plant fiber dot volume. We need this twice because we're subtracting from it. -2. Okay, so that's why we're asking up here if it's greater than or equal to 2, then it's going to run this. Alright, sorry. I had to fix something on my own. Alright, now what we're going to do is, we didn't add any, let's see, did we add any player stats yet? No. No, we did not. And our player, we have no attributes in there. Okay. Alright, click on your player right quick, and then we're going to go to inherited types, and we're going to type player stats, and we're going to add that into the player, and then come back down to your object types. Let's get player stats, and we're going to add in craft skill. We're going to make this an integer and then leave it alone. Okay, each time we craft something, we're going to raise this skill, and which will overall end up crafting us better quality, like stone axes and pickaxes and whatever else we decide to put in the game. It's going to make it better, stronger, be able to have more damage and everything else. So we need to add a new script. I'm sorry, go back to craft rope. Alright, go to where we left off under set a variable, plant fiber, and then you need to add a new script. We need to increase an object counter again, and that object is player. Oops, not plant fiber, player counter name is craft skill. Of course, spelling has to be the same. Okay. Then once we do that, we're going to print a little message, and it's going to say you crafted some rope. Yep. You crafted some rope. There we go. Now we're going to go and we're going to say add an else. Going to add else, and we're going to add a new. We're going to add to inventory the rope, because this one's saying if he's carrying it, and then it's going to go to else if he's not carrying it. It's going to add the inventory. It's going to add everything, and then we're going to just take this all right here, hold shift, make sure they're all highlighted, copy, and we're going to paste that underneath. And there we go. There's that part. Now what we need to do is underneath, after that, we need to add another script, and we're going to call a function. Call function. There it is. Okay, and that one is going to be check resource value. Okay, so it's going to run this each time, and then when we're out of rope, it will get rid of it, and then we won't be able to do anything else. Alright, so this one right here, if object counter is not, okay, so if it is not above 2 or above, we're going to add an else. What we're going to say is print a message. You need more plant fibers to craft rope. Try getting some grass. Okay, what we're doing here is that we're just adding little hints to what, you know, if a player is playing, okay, if a person's playing, all right, and they go to craft something, and they're like, why am I not able to craft it? Okay. Now, granted, a lot of video games don't give you, you know, a lot of headway, but you know they give you some decent things that you can, you know, try to figure everything out with. But anyways, now what we're going to do is that we're going to go, which one is it? Okay, so we're going to go in this box. This is the if player is carrying object plant fiber, okay, and then we want to go to add else on this one, and then we need to print a message. Okay, I'm going to say you're not carrying any plant fibers to craft rope. Get grass for fibers. Alright, there we go. Now this should run each time where we type a number in, and it's going to call this script that many times. Oops. I hate when I do that. There we go. Okay. And it's going to run that script said many times. So, you know, if you put in 3, it's going to run it 3 times, and it runs it individual times. So that way it doesn't like get caught up in trying to do it all at once. It's going to run it, check the resource, okay, and if we still have enough, it's going to run it again, and then so on and so forth, and when we run out, it'll finally, you know, go away. So now what we need to do is that we have to craft our stone axe. Okay, so that's going to be our third function. So add, we're going to say craft stone axe. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to ask if. We're going to say if player is carrying object stone axe, and then we're going to ask if do we want to do that? Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay. Then we're going to ask another if player is carrying object rope. Then we're going to ask if the object counter of the rope, object counter rope volume, is equal or greater than 1. Then we need to go to then if player is carrying object sticks or stick. And you know what? This counter is this rope counter is pretty unproductive. It's not going to do anything. If we're carrying the rope, we're carrying the rope. It's going to have a volume. So I'm going to delete that. And under is carrying object, we're going to put the player is carrying object stick. Okay. Because if we're carrying rope, then we're obviously going to have a volume of 1. That's why we set up our our dummy safes and stuff. Then we need to ask if, I know a lot of ifs. If was a fifth, I'd still be drunk. Is carrying object stone. Okay. Now if we're going to do that, that's if he's carrying all that stuff, then we're going to go and we're going to we need to increase an object counter. Object counter is stone axe. Counter name is volume. And we need to set variable. Scroll down. We need to set variable. What variable are we setting? Stone axe dot health equals stone axe dot health times player dot craft skill. Okay. Oops, I hit 8. I didn't hit times. Times player dot craft skill. Okay. We're going to copy this set variable and we're going to paste it and we're going to highlight the health and we're going to call this damage. We're going to call this one, oops, damage. And then we're going to erase this times and we're going to add a plus. Okay, because yeah, we don't want the damage to go absolutely crazy. We just want the health to go up higher. Okay, then we're going to increase an object counter. Increase object counter. There you are. Player. Craft skill. Okay. Then once we do that, we need to decrease 3 values. Okay. So we're going to go find decrease object counter. And we're going to copy this, paste it twice. Okay. And actually, you know what? I'm going to delete. Delete. I'm going to type volume. Oops. volume, and object is going to be, first is going to be rope. Now we'll copy it and paste it twice. First one's rope, and then we need stone and stick. Okay, there's stick and then stone. And then after this, we're going to call function check resource value. Call function check resource value. Okay. So now we need to go under this one, under if player is carrying object stone. If he's not carrying a stone, we're going to print a message. You need a stone to make a stone axe. Okay, and then we say if he's not carrying any sticks, we're going to print another message. I'm just going to copy this one, paste it, and then I'm going to just highlight stone and put stick. And then the same thing for the rope. We're going to print. And then here we're going to say you need some rope. We don't say you need a rope. Alright. Now that we got that, what we need to do is under the stone axe one, we're going to copy all of this. Okay? So find your if he's carrying the rope, and we're going to copy that. And then we're going to add a else on the very bottom here, and then we're going to paste this. Okay, and then on top of this one, well, I have to put it underneath, so add a new script, and we're going to hit inventory, and then we're going to bring this one all the way up to the top. Add to inventory, stone axe. Everything else is going to be the same. Okay, but we had to add this in here because if the player is not carrying a stone axe, then we're going to end up running this script, which is basically the same thing, besides it adds it into the inventory. Okay, versus this one where it just increases the counter. This one will increase the counter and add it to the inventory, so that way we have it. One thing before we try to test anything out, let's go back to craft rope, and we have to we're going to change what we call this function, this craft resource value. We're going to go up, we're going to cut it, and then I'm going to paste it on both of these at the bottom. Okay, because we want to make sure that runs right after it does the increasing, the decreasing, the everything else. Okay, so I mean, there is no decrease counter. That's why we're setting the variable, because if we just decrease counter, it's only going to decrease it by 1. So that's a good thing to use for if we only need to decrease it by 1. But when we need more than 1, we have to set the variable and we have to minus the number from it that we want to subtract it from. Alright, so now that we got that, we need to make a menu really quick. So go to commands, add a command. We're going to call this crafting. Our command is going to be craft, semicolon. I'm just going to type C for craft. Let's put crafting. Make. What about fashion? I don't know. How would you spell fashion? Like you're fashioning a weapon or a tool. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to leave that blank for right there. Okay, so we got craft, we got C, we got crafting, and we got make. Alright, so anytime we type one of those into the command bar, then it's going to run this script. And shikasha. Oh, okay. So where is that? Okay, what we're going to do is that we need to make one more function before we can add this crafting in. Another function, and we're going to call it craft menu. Alright, first what we need to do, we need to add a new script. We need to set a variable, so come down here to set variables, and instead of expression, it's going to be a string list, and it's going to be called craft menu. And then I'm going to highlight this, Control C to copy it. Now we need to add a new script, and we need to find variables, and we got to add a value to list. Okay, what list are we adding to? Our craft menu, and it is not an expression, it is a text. Okay, I'm going to say resources. We're going to just copy this one and paste it. Highlight this, say tools. Paste another one. Highlight that. We're going to say building. Paste another one. Say shelters. Paste another one. Traps. And one more. And call it close. Okay, so one problem is that we actually have to make a few more functions. And actually, I'm seeing right offhand we're going to need at least 2 more functions. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I thought we only had a couple functions to make this time, but seeing that we have more, then let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so we need to show a menu. So we're going to add a new script. We're going to get show a menu. Okay, and this text is going to say choose what you wish to craft. Options are going to be from the craft menu. Yeah, we can allow the player to ignore it. Sure, why not? Okay, then we're going to, after choosing run script, we're going to print a message. It's going to be an expression. And we're going to say you chose going to go outside of the quotations, and then we're going to just add a plus, and we're going to say result, close the plus, space, parenthesis, period, parenthesis, or not parenthesis, quotation, period, quotation. Sorry. Alright, then we need to ask another expression, and we're going to say result less than greater than sign, and we're going to say null. Okay, then we're going to ask another if. Okay, we're going to ask if result equals resources. How we spelt it up here? Yeah. Okay, if result equals resources, oh, and around resources, sorry, there has to be quotes. Okay, if it's that, we're going to call something, we're going to say else if. I'm going to highlight this whole thing here. Result equals resource, I'm going to highlight that, Control C to copy, come over here. I'm going to highlight resources, and then I'm going to do this for each one, tools, building, shelters, blah blah blah. We're gonna else if, okay, because we're gonna run something different each time. Okay, so tools, and then else if, and then instead of there, it's going to be building, and then else if, Control V, shelters. Scroll down a little bit. We got shelters, traps, and clothes. Oh, that says cloths. Clothes. My bad. Okay, else if, resources, traps, and then another else if, and this one is closed. There we go. Now we need to go and we need to make our resource menu and our tool menu. So I'm going to go ahead and add these functions, these call functions in here now, and then we'll just spell them correctly. So go to add a script after resources, and we're going to go to call function. We're going to call this resource menu. I'm going to copy this function, put it down here, and I'm going to call this one tool menu. Okay? So, I mean, you could add the rest if you wanted to right now, but if you actually select them without making these functions, then you will get errors and things like that. So I'm not going to put those in yet. They're just going to be blank. And now we need to add these two functions, resource menu and tool menu. Add resource menu. Okay, let me add one more. Tool menu. There we go. And we'll go ahead and work on the tool menu since we're in here and it's the shortest one. Alright, so basically everything is going to be exactly like our other menus. So if we wanted to, honestly, we could just go to our craft menu. We're going to select this, select all that, copy, come over to the tool menu, because we're going to make another, we're making another menu, obviously. Okay, and for now, since we only got one tool, we're just going to take all these but one out, okay? So actually, let me do it like this. Delete those. Okay, I'm going to highlight this, call this tool menu. So setting the variable, we're going to change that name to tool menu. Okay, add to list is going to be tool menu. Okay, and we're going to leave this choose what you wish to craft, and we're going to pull from the tool menu. Okay, player can ignore it, blah blah blah. Alright, and oh, add to list, I'm sorry, not tools, we're going to add to list stone axe. There we go. And now we can remove that one, move that, and that. Okay, because we only need one, right? Because we only got the stone axe. So I'm going to type this in, stone axe. Then, if that is the expression, we need to highlight this, and we need to type in craft stone axe. Okay, that's that function that we made earlier, the craft stone axe. Alright, so now we need to do the same thing for the resources. All right. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go over to the resource menu. I'm going to paste that one down. And yeah. Okay, so we're going to call this resource menu. I'm going to highlight this, Control C, highlight this, Control V, highlight this, and call this first one plant fibers, because we will be able to take like bamboo. We'll be working with bamboo, and we'll be able to take shoots of bamboo and tear the strings off of it, and we'll be able to make plant fibers with that. Okay, so we're going to copy, paste, highlight plant fibers, type rope, and those are the only two that we're going to add in here right now. We will be adding sticks and more, but right now we don't need that. We can pick up sticks as it is. Okay, so now we need to go down here and say if the result is, oh wait, no, first, sorry. Alright, so we set our variable, we added it to the list, and now we need to go down to options to choose from is going to be our resource menu. Sorry, I almost didn't get that. Okay, so now we need to go down here to our if expression, and we need to highlight stone axe, and we're going to say plant fibers. Going to erase this one. Okay, and then we're going to add an else if result equals quote quote in the middle, and then we're going to say rope, and this is where we're going to call our function. Okay, so come down to scripts, call function. Oops, darn it. Call function, and what function is craft rope? Did I capitalize rope? Yeah, okay. So craft rope. So we'll be able to craft the rope. Alright, so now we need to go back up to our command crafting, and we need to add in a new script, and it's going to be a function, call function. So go down to scripts, and then we're going to say craft. Is it just craft menu? Yeah. Okay, we're going to call craft menu. Alright, so let's save it all, and let's see what we got working here. Alright, now we got plenty of stuff to work with. So first of all, let's see if our okay, I need to change something, sorry. Pictures, display, background, no. Let's go slate gray. Let's see if that'll work. Oh, I really. Oh, sorry. That's my other video. Let's get back out of here. Come on. Sorry about that. Page color, background. Let's see if we can change this. I don't know any of all. Okay, this is a verb menus, hyperlinks, background. Yeah, background. I believe it should be. Yeah, and our text color. That obviously doesn't work. Okay. There we go. Now we can see our words. Okay. Now we're going to type in craft. Bam! And now we get this nice menu. Now, if you remember, we only put ones in resources and tools. So if we choose resources, that's going to pop up. And we're going to try rope. Type in a number. I'm going to type in 2. Syntax error. Sweet. Let's try picking up some grass first. And I'm going to go check our stack. We have 7 plant fibers, so we should be able to make 7 pieces of rope. So I'm going to type C, 1, 2, let's go 3, and I'm getting a syntax error, huh? Why am I getting a syntax error? Every video I've made so far, and I keep getting errors. It's driving me crazy. Alright, so this is probably where I'm getting the syntax error here. I'm gonna put the expression in steps of expression S. We're gonna try that. And we're gonna take, check our stack. We have 5, craft, 1, 2, 2. Aha! You crafted some rope. But it looks like it only did it once. And I did not put a stack thing on the rope. So let's do that right quick. Let's put a stack. I'm going to come to plant fiber. I'm just going to copy this thing really quick. Go to rope. Add a verb. Call it stack. And then run a script. Paste. I like that, and say rope. You have okay, so it should say you have like 2 rope left if it works right. Okay, so grass, take, how many plant fibers? I got 6. Sweet. Craft, resource, 2. Let's add 2. Okay, now let's see if we have 2 or not. Stack. Oh, it's only doing 1. So why is it doing that? It took 2 away, so it should take 2, 4. Why is it only doing it once? Oh man, the issues with making videos. 2, 3. No, it just makes a single rope. Yeah, and it's only taking 2 at a time. I don't like that. Let me try one more thing really quick, and if that doesn't work, then we'll touch up on that here in a minute. But everything else should be working. So I'm going to go back to my craft rope, and I'm going to expression here, and I'm just going to type S also. So it's going to go from S and to S to S to S to S to S to S. So hopefully it'll save this result and actually make it what we need. Take, oh, take. Let's check our stack. We have 6, so we should be able to make 3 pieces of rope. Alright, so let's go craft, resources, 2 for rope, 3. Nope. Son of a crap. Yep. Oh, I know exactly what's going on. Okay, this is where I messed up. Alright, number, we're going to say 1. Take this call function. Yeah, we're going to have to keep it out of here. Let's cut that. And then we're going to add it to the bottom of this one. So paste it at the bottom. There we go. Alright, now let's see how this works. Because what was happening for each loop, and it calls this function, and it's not going to call this loop anymore. It's not going to keep calling this loop because it called this function. So yeah, I think that was the problem. Let's see. Or we can always craft it afterwards. I don't know. We might have to do a couple things to fiddle fart around with that to get it to work correctly. But let's see our stack. We have 12. Holy criminy. Okay, so that means we could make 6. Rope. 2. Choose a number. Let's do 3. Nope. See, yep, it's calling that function. So if I was just to get rid of this function, I'm going to take it, cut it out, and I'm going to paste it at the very bottom of this thing here. Alright, so after it runs all this, hopefully, we'll be able to, hey, okay, there we go. So how many we got? Stack, we got 5. Let's take a little bit more. Maybe we can make 3. Yeah, now we got 6. Craft, 2. Oops. Let's just ignore that. We're going to type in C. 1, 2, 2. Nope. It's calling that function, and it's calling it at the wrong time. Alright, anyways, we have that. Let's pick up the stone. Let's pick up the stick. Okay, now we got stone, stick, and rope. Okay, so now we want to craft a stone axe. So it's C, craft, 2, 1. Why is it doing that now? Okay, well, at least it crafted it, so that was nice. It at least crafted it. I'm going to go into my player, I'm going to find attributes, I'm going to find craft skill, and I'm going to make it a 1. Okay? And then what I want to do is stone. We need to make sure we got tool data. Okay. We do have tool data, but we have nothing in tools. So we need to go to tool data, add health, and then we need to add another one. Damage. Hit OK. We're going to make those integers. That's what was going on. Now we go back and play. Let's pick up everything. Stick, take, come down. There's a stone. Take the stone. How many plant fibers we got? We got 4. So craft, resource, 2, 1. Crafted some rope. There we go. Now we got rope, so we need to craft again. We're gonna go menu, tool. There we go. That got rid of our errors. My bad. You choose tools. I don't know if that's spelt right or not. I don't know. I'll probably mess around with the spelling, and I'll get the plant fiber rope crafting working, so that way we can craft multiple pieces of rope at a time that we want to. Yeah, I think that's why I set this up a little bit differently on mine, was because yeah. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing on mine. So if we want to do that right quick, let's go ahead and do that since we're already in it and we're doing it. Let's go to craft rope. We need to go down to the bottom and we're going to erase that, check resource. Okay, and then what we want to do is come to the end of this and we're going to add a new script and we're going to ask if, and we're going to ask if object counter object is plant fiber, counter name volume, is equal to 0. We're going to move object plant fiber to our stash room. Okay, so we're going to try this again really quick, and this should work if I could get more than one piece of grass. How many do I get? 3? Yeah, I can only craft 1 anyways. So let's play again. See, there we go. There's some more grass. Take. Let's see how many we got. Stack, we got 5. Okay, we can at least make 2. So let's craft 2. I want 2 pieces of rope. No, it's still not working. I don't get it. Hmm. Yeah, I kind of at a loss why it's not working then. I got 7, so I can craft 3. Nope, see? And now we get that syntax error because of this. So I'm going to try S, and we're going to just say 100. You craft up to 100, but it's only going to do it in steps of S. So I'm going to try this because I don't know why these things like to do this to me. Craft 2, 2. Let's do 2. Oh! See? And then it just tried to craft 5,000 of them. Well, I was able to craft rope. Stack. How many pieces of rope I got? I got 3 rope. Okay, so we need to leave this in expression. Okay, in steps of... let's try 1. Let's see if it does that. Oh! Nice! Okay, so now we have 1 plant fiber left, and we have 2 rope. There it is, guys! Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, see, the thing is that it's totally different on mine. This expression is blank, and it works on mine. Why? I don't know. But I did make this this game, like, I was making this game forever ago, before all these updates. And I'm thinking something in the updates caused mine to work, but not this one. Why? I have no clue, but we fixed it, so that's what we need to do. Make sure you go back into your rope, and on your loop, you want to say number for 1 to expression S in steps of 1. So that way it's just going to do it step by step by step by step, and it's going to do it 1 by 1. Okay? And there we go, guys. I'm so sorry that it took forever, but you got to do a little debugging, so you kind of know what to look for when you have problems. Alright, so we picked up all this grass. How many do we got? Okay, we got 12. So let's make 6 rope. 2. Let's make 6. Bam! Let's check. We should have 6. Nice. Oh, that's beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Pick up our sticks. Pick up our stone. Okay, we got all that. Let's craft. Let's craft some tools. We're going to craft a stone axe. Choose stone axe. Bam! And now we got a stone axe. How much rope do we have left? We have 5. I picked up 2 sticks, so yep. Seems about right. And yep, all this is untakeable for right now. But there we go, guys. The bush, I was able to take the bush, and it contains a stick also. You remember we set that up. So there we go, guys. We have our menus. We have our craft menu started. You know, our resources, our tools. We can craft rope. We'll be able to craft plant fibers. And what we'll be using for plant fibers also is that we're going to take bromeliads. And once we empty them out, once we drink from them, we can use the plant itself, and we can break that down into plant fibers also. So there'll be multiple ways to make plant fibers and everything else. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm so sorry on all the hiccups and bumps I'm coming into. Like I said, the game that I've made a long time ago, they seem to be working fine on these different kind of scripts that I have. So, you know, when I have to figure something out, I kind of like to, you know, figure it out with you guys, unless it's going to take me forever. Like my last video that's posted up already for my RPG series. It's number 5. That one with casting spells, it really threw me for a loop, and it took me a couple days to get that one right and fix everything because it was just goofy. I didn't know what was going on, and plus I work and everything else. Um, so yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Once again, sorry it took so long. We will be touching up on more of the craft skill and everything else to come. So now that we're able to craft a stone axe, next we'll start working with the tree so we can chop down the tree and break up the boulder and everything else. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, later. Don't forget to save.